live. We're live. Hello. All right. We are going straight into it. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a exciting day of Overwatch. Peter, talk to us. What's new today?
There's so much that's new, and I think that everybody here should be incredibly excited just to even play and watch some fantastic new Overwatch, as we have a major patch coming out. Season 9 is down and out, and we're going to be hearing or seeing University of Hartford up against a team that I do not know the name of. So I've been playing Overwatch all day, so I'm going to let my co-caster fill you in on that as we do get into this first fight immediately on Lijiang Tower. As it seems like this other team that's not UHart is winning the fight and going to be running it up straight on the point.
And this is, as might have been mentioned, this is a brand new patch. Overwatch is feeling entirely different. The other team is running a pharmacy. Pharah completely redesigned, as we're going to see with a little bit of spectator. She does not charge while she's in the air. Her fuel only recharges while she's on the ground. She's got a new movement ability midair, and she flies even faster while she's in the air. Lots of big changes.
Yeah, a whole lot of changes happening, and there's a lot more that we're going to be talking about as we get through the rest of this today. But Pharah has been feeling really good. I think that she now has that side dash that you were talking about, no longer refilling in the air, makes her play a little bit further down. But if you can definitely link that up with a solid Mercy, you can just definitely fry because you're doing a lot more damage. Also slightly negated by the fact that everyone else has a lot larger of a health pool now. So all these changes we'll definitely get to as we go throughout this game, but we can see that Cranky over here on the Soldier, not really custom to be seen in the Brawl here. Orimaru over on the Mei, which is a little bit more classic, and Ramatra as we've seen for the last season so far. But Aqua going into the backline and getting a crazy ult onto Cranky, just taking him directly out of the fight. But Triple 16 following up with some punches, which is rare these days, because tanks have definitely been suffering after this patch. As we definitely will at some point talk about the major change to DPS and the new DPS passive, but UHart turning around this fight, using some ults, blizzarding to force this Ramatra into a corner. Rebel Orange 6, number 6 going down, as University of Hartford able to cap and stop the bleeding here at 70% or around 65%. And UHart's going to have to set up a defense here, but with the Farrakha that can fly over everybody, definitely going to have to watch for these hit scan DPS, or well, now hit scan backline. FTs is the only thing that can deal with Pharah right now.
Now, potentially really hard task for the University of Hartford, as this Pharah has been doing great work. But Revan on this Baptiste is putting in the shots, and Cranky Reaper just going to town onto that front line, able to get out at just 1 HP. Pharah now one of the sole targets for the University of Hartford to prioritize, as they're completely separated by their Mercy, and Hartford is able to take him out just at the last second.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, UHart's playing really well here, just trying to bounce back from that jarring start to this match. Pharaohs are very uncommon, especially when we came out of a Brawl meta, and this team has had hours, at least, to be able to prepare, get ready to this new patch, and set up some sort of comp or identity for them to play. And as we can see here, they have swapped off the Pharah over to the Hanzo, which has been feeling relatively weak. No longer headshots most characters in the game. And we can see Cranky doesn't even care about headshotting, but gives some anyway as he rolls in with True 16's Annihilation. And they equal up the percentage here as UHart takes another very clean fight, only using one ult. And that's really, really solid stuff to see.
Now, a few swaps coming out for SIUE. I believe it's Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville, something like that. So sweet. They've got the Bastion, they've got Baptiste now, and a couple massive swaps. Cranky though has the ultimate. He's just waiting for when they drop. He's gonna say die, 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 and no need yet. He goes for it, trying to blast out that Ramatra, but unfortunately not able to make it work. And just like that, though, no touch comes through for Edwardsville, and Hartford takes round number 1 of Lijiang Tower. Looking for round number 2.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's take some time here, me and you, just calm down a little bit. We started a little hectic right into that first fight, and there's a lot going on today. So, like we discussed earlier, Season 9 patch is out. Whole lot of major changes going around. And those changes have been really, really substantial. So today, I personally have spent a long time just gaming, hitting the rank ladder, trying to see what's new. And here we can see in matches, it is still following previous trends, but that's just because these are competitors, people who have worked on something and gotten better at it over time. And the thing that they're better at, they're going to just continue to utilize what they've already practiced. These are known routes, known comps, known strategies that they're just going to continue to rep out. And University of Hartford has gotten really, really good at this brawl, even into these matchups here, which we're going to see as we see SIU or Edwardsville, we're going to call them that from now on, running an interesting type of dive, but with a Reaper as well.
This is an old school comp that we used to see a full year ago in Overwatch 1 with one or two slight changes, but their main idea is to just, well, they're already switching, so I guess their main idea isn't too important anymore.
I think their main idea is what a lot of teams are doing right now, which is just trying to figure something out. And I think UHeart is incredibly smart to just stick to what they know, because even though there's been a major change, having that backbone of like the history of practicing this in scrims and going over it in VODs is really, really solid. And I think the University of Hartford sticking to that MO instead of trying a bunch of new things based off of new patches, like the Pharah from last round, is really solid. It's a great plan. I'm sure whoever coaches this team, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, did a great job of just informing them. Stick to what you know, keep it cooking, and don't do anything hectic like Aqua just did as they teleported to the backline and get instantly taken out by the combined fire of Ramontra and Sojourn.
I'm looking to see some Lucio magic. I played a game or two of Lucio myself as the day went on, and Lucio felt pretty spicy. So if Blackout is able to set himself up to get some environmental boop kills, we're gonna see some clips.
And he was personally asked by this other caster, i.e. me, to get some boop kills. Feed the boop god is incredibly important, especially with this new changes. Lucio's booping for distance, and that's really, really sick. And that's why Lucio is played beyond the speed factor, but on maps like this, you can see really amazing things. But we see Cranky. This is something I definitely want to talk about. Hanzo has been feeling terrible. Hanzo no longer one-shot headshots. Anybody but Tracer and Widow. So, and Baby Diva, but who's counting that? And it's been a little Schmidt. I don't know if you've had an experience playing with Hanzo against a Hanzo or anything like that, but that one-shot ability going away it's tough.
My feeling on Hanzo is that, like, yes, he doesn't have that one-shot potential, but just his raw damage output can be way more consistent. That, like, even though you're not, getting those one-shots, just, again, clean overclock from Cranky there to clean this fight up. But, again, where I was saying, Hanzo, even without the one-shot, I think still just can put out absurd damage, right? And that's not something Widowmaker can do. Like, if we were to compare Widowmaker not being able to one-shot and Hanzo not being able to one-shot, Widow would never have any purpose in any case whatsoever. Hanzo still has a very powerful ultimate to clear corners, combo with, Orisa, Zarya. Has just raw tank bursting potential that Widow cannot compare with. And on top of it all, still has valid dueling capabilities. Like, if anybody is in his face, he can hit a shot and pull out the Storm Arrow, which, again, Widowmaker needs the one shot to have any purpose in the game of Overwatch. Hanzo, though, the one shot isn't Hanzo's identity.
I think that's a very fair and valid point, and I think it's interesting. However, we did see Hanzo on Edwardsville just lose that first round, as Li Jiang does go over to University of Hartford, picking up their first dub of this new season and second game of the NACE season. Very, very exciting as we see UHeart continue their dominance, and I will say they're looking really well. I gave props to their coach, i.e. Eric Culver, a little while ago, but I think it's definitely due to say it again because this team has been ran through the ringer. They've gone down and they've really solidified their rudiments, playing this brawl comp specifically with the Ramontra and the flexibility of Cranky when they switch over to Echo. But their Sojourn is really, really strong. We might not see the Echo for a while, but then their Reaper as well. And we got to see flavors of both of those on both Lijiang Night Market and then onto Gardens as well. So as we head into this next map, which is going to be chosen by Edwardsville, looking like they're eyeing Parisa right now. I'm really confident when it comes to this University of Hartford team if they continue to stick to what they know, as long as they've run these maps, as long as they understand the comps that they're playing. I think that they are in for a really good time tonight, and hopefully they'll be out early so that they can spend a little bit more time practicing this new patch, because it's been really enjoyable. And one of the things I've enjoyed the most has definitely been the competitive rework. Simply being able to see your rank go up after each game is electric. It is, I don't know, Blizzard's back serving that good crack. You know what I'm saying?
Now, one thing I don't want to say nervous about, but it maybe a little excited for after how somewhat one-sided that last map felt is I believe we may be going into Paraiso, and Paraiso historically has been one of Hartford's weakest maps. They
Ooh.
struggle to identify, how they want to play against just everything, right? They're not the best at dive. So I'm curious to see if they opt to run some sort of dive, which is what they have that practice on, or if they just say, hey, you know what? Brawl feels good. We know we can win on Brawl. Let's just run it down main,
Yeah, and I think that's a really interesting thing to say, especially as the coach. You can't be there right now in their ears, even in between games. You can definitely send off DMs when you have the opportunity to. But the responsibility right here is to cast. I mean, you wear a lot of hats, and it's definitely appreciated by the entirety of the roster here. But something important to keep in mind is the fact that, like, once they go out there, you're just letting them out into the world. Everything you've taught them up until that point is just going to guide them and lead them to success or loss. And so far, they've been doing a fantastic job, and we're definitely crossing our fingers and hoping more towards the success side. But for the University of Hartford here, if it's well known that this is their worst map, I can definitely expect some hesitancy, a lack of confidence on whatever comp that they decide to roll out on, or exactly how to adapt to this new scenario. However, the biggest thing I think is on their side is something that both teams are facing, which is that they're both adapting to these major Season 9 changes. So hopefully with whatever they run, they'll be able to find some sort of success and just try and continue to replicate whatever's working for them.
Now, looking at the comps from what we have so far, I'll say I don't know whose I like more. I think the I think Brigitte may feel a little weak in this patch from just rumors and pre-patch expectations. Um, I've heard Zenyatta feels amazing, so I like to see the Zenyatta option for the side of Edwardsville. But again, Kiri, not a lot to keep up with the already decreased damage passive. Now,
Yeah.
I'm going to start off checking out this Widow gameplay, as Widow is one of the sizably buffed characters with this new hitbox change. Going to feel way more easier to hit these shots, and getting pressured out early, but still finding lots of damage.
Yeah, we're also going to see a slowing down of pace here. With the increased amount of health that we've seen for this new patch change, the game has been feeling a lot more slower paced, which has not been a problem. Sometimes, honestly, it does feel like it can go a little bit too fast. But especially with these two divas in the mix, we're going to see a lot more of positional taking, healing back up, and that's really, really important now that we have every single person having the healing passive, which is if you're out of a fight for 5 seconds, you'll start to heal 20 HP per second. And that's really important to note. However, we do see Aqua, well-timed headshot onto Orimaru as they try and position up to high ground, and then a great dynamite onto their backline as well. Revan is slowly burning away.
Now, one thing Ooh, as Revan just immediately falls over. I hit the wrong button twice. Is one of the many strong things you can do as Widow is just across the map occasionally spam your standard primary fire without scoping, because all it takes is a single tick of damage to trigger that DPS passive. So you can use your SMG as Widowmaker just to get that proc and then go back to scoping, and it can make a world of difference. Cranky, though, switches over to the Soldier and finds a kill immediately, as Hartford now has control of this forward space. And Nano Diva running into the backline, finds a kill, now looking to move on to the rest of the team, takes out another one. Ash, all that remains with the Diva, and Hartford gonna clean right through this entire team.
The Drewblade doing a great job kill confirming there. Orimaru able to finish off that headshot onto Rebel Orange number 6. And that was really, really well timed and paced by the Diva of University of Hartford, Drewblade 16. Oh, and Orimaru not stopping this at all, as he gets a couple more, or one more headshot on the regroup there. Definitely denying any sort of touch for first point here, and potentially looking for another. But like we said, Drewblade 16 doing a great job on this, on that Diva. With the new DPS passive, very, very good. It's kind of keeping tanks where they were, especially how they were feeling last patch, where they were kind of just getting dominated. They're getting dominated in a new fashion here. And I think that the team play aspect of like specifically matches, scrims, and other coordinated types of Overwatch play are definitely going to be really, really interesting, because denying that damage passive from going off is going to be huge, or initiating it and purposely looking to capitalize on a tank that is getting 20% less healing at that time could be very, very large. So interested to see how University of Hartford plays around these patches, and specifically that GPS passive. Oh, DCF doesn't matter there if you one-shot a character. That's Orimuro picking up another onto Aqua, showing who the better sniper in this match right now is.
It's just a little bit of caster cursing, I suppose. As soon as I swap off the character, he immediately finds another headshot. Orimuro finds the DMAC on the D.Va as well, and Cranky takes out the Zenyatta. Trueblade barely able to stay alive. Great work. This sniper of Orimuro is just going absolutely crazy right now.
I am only watching Orimuro's perspective because I have yours as well in the Discord, just so we synced up as best we can. You know what? It actually is just caster cursing, isn't it? He's been doing heat, but you look at him and it's gone. So maybe you just keep on watching Revan.
Let's see, Revan on the Ana. Oh, tactical visor for Cranky comes out. It's immediately shut down by the Transcendence. Lots of random screen clutter with that, but alas, we move on. Rally still available, as well as the infra sites. I'll be specking out Orimuro as he comes back into this fight. Takes a kill. First one spectated by the stream. We love to see it. And now, I think you could say this curse is over as Orimuro takes out 3, finds the 4th with the help of Trueblade, and Hartford cracks right open, rolling into 3rd point.
Here at the UHart caster desk, we are apparently ordering shamans and burning t-shirts here as we're trying to break this curse as best as possible, and Orimuro feeling that energy through the ethosphere, or whatever it is that he's currently subsiding within, finding 3 clean headshots there, and that's what a lot of fights from his perspective have looked like. Orimuro doing a great job on the Widowmaker, and that one-shot ability we were talking about earlier, the difference between Widow and Hanzo, has been really, really good, specifically for Orimuro. But in general, Widow has felt really solid as he chunks down the D.Va back to 1 HP, putting her back in her place. Not accidentally killing himself, but low HP finally gets healed up. And this UHart team, 3 minutes remaining, but already on to 3rd point. They're looking very solid as of right now.
This soldier of Cranky just on this angle, trying to put a lot of pressure out. You know, simply shooting the tank is a really valid thing to do. Always has been, always will be in Overwatch.
Yeah, but even more so now with that TPS pass.
Exactly, even more so with the anti-heal on the most heal-reliant character on their team. That's just easy way to win free fights.
Oh, absolutely. Orimuro getting in trouble, gets caught out by Nito on the high ground. And a bomb going off. Rebel Orange just hopping back right into their mech.
Seems like
they do manage to clean this up.
The fight does seem all but lost, but alas, Hartford able to take a breath, prepare, go back in for another attempt. A minute and a half actually has been burned off the clock from when they captured 3rd point. So it's gonna be a little more difficult as Hartford only is looking at 1, maybe 2 more fights for the rest of this round.
I think what I like a lot, and it's largely because I continue to spectate Orimuro, is just the tenacity and the willingness to continue trying on this Widow. They are cutting off sightlines and forcing them to play in odd positions, and a crazy shot onto the Genji. Not able to be finished, but because of that commends, we see UHart be able to wrap around the right side, take equal footing on this high ground. A bomb being sent in, a nano blade into the, or just normal blade into the backline, as Aqua is able to find 2 easy kills. But because of that rotation, UHart is able to match back with 2 more, and Cranky's able to find a 3rd, and they're still pushing cart as UHart getting very, very close to capping this thing off right here. See?
Oh, they trade! Unbelievable. But Ultimate's still online. The sound barrier comes out for Edwardsville, and it looks like Hartford is just going to call to try and disengage it. Oh, Blackout, incredibly low, but Trueblade, great peel. The rally is still available as they use it, but oh, Orimuro falls before anything can be done. Great shutdown from Blackout on this Brigitte, taking out Aqua, and Hartford just looking to roll through here. Nano D.Va online, going straight into the backline, taking out this Kiriko right off the bat, Baby D.Va. And now all that remains is a Sojourn, who is quickly taken out by Cranky on the Soldier.
Absolutely, and Cranky just holding it down, doing a fantastic job. Orimaru finding another crazy shot. I know that didn't go to stream, but a fantastic effort from the University of Hartford, still finishing with time, which is really important on these hybrid maps. And that's a great 3 cap with 13 seconds remaining for the University of Hartford against Edwardsville. But they managed to put up a defense there. Edwardsville denying that full push, that good time of around 2 minutes. Instead, bringing off 2 minutes of that is really going to be required here, especially as they continue and try and grasp at the straws of victory here, as UHeart sails through, but not without complication. So, but a big shout out specifically to TrueBlade 16, something that I was thinking about. They did a great job, and just like on stream right now, I think I'm a huge fan of TrueBlade 16 in general. But there's really solid D.Va play. I think that they played very well at the macro scale, but then their follow-ups were really, really good, and I would love to hear what comms sound like right now, but I can definitely confirm, even without hearing them, a baseless accusation that TrueBlade 16 is popping off somewhere. I just feel it in my bones.
Some might say, I've got this feeling inside my bones. It goes electric.
Some would say that. Some who know what that reference is.
I've got this feeling inside my bone.
Oh, no, yeah, you give me rhythm and I know it. I don't know
like...
the song, but yeah, that is a banger. That is a banger.
Anyways, choose a number 1 through 5. It totally has no correlation with the character we will start out enjoying the POV of.
Absolutely. We do see
You're supposed to choose a number 1 through 5 for me.
Oh, sorry, 4. I wasn't paying attention.
Now, starting off with the Revan Ana POV, keeping his D.Va alive as she's just looking to run around and bully the front line. Cranky, though. Cranky and Orimaru, just these DPS duo controlling this flank as best they can. Winston from Edwardsville is doing his best, but oh, he nearly jumps off the map. Great play by Revan and the rest of the team coming together, cleaning up this flank and shutting it down before anything even gets happening.
Can I choose a new number? Because I'm definitely going to be going with 1 here. TrueBlade 16, I'm spectating him on my side, is doing a fantastic job of kiting. At 2 points, very, very low HP teammates, managed to save both of them from that flank on that Winston. But this is also just a great matchup for him here. D.Va into Winston is really, really solid, especially with that heals negation that you can get from another DPS. It could be very, very large, just coordinating small little dives, small little poke opportunities like this, knowing to step out of the bubble there. Very solid job as TrueBlade 16 really coming into his own and doing a fantastic job on this D.Va.
D.Va is one of the characters that once upon a time TrueBlade was, really proficient in. He has come to, hasn't had much of a need to play D.Va in a lot of the recent Overwatch metas. So it was a little rusty as of not too long ago, but I mean, it's TrueBlade 16. We never need to worry about this man, as he just runs around and kills people. It's what he does for a living. His salary is so high for...
His salary is 50 times. I don't know if you know this, but I've talked to management. TrueBlade 16's salary is 50 times the salary of Leroy, of our main support, Blackout.
It's unbelievable. 50 times the salary of Blackout?
Yeah, 500%.
How does the industry allow this? Is there no minimum salary cap?
No, apparently there's no salary minimum, and there's actually no salary at all because they go to a college.
In fact, it's negative. In fact, they spend over $50,000 to attend this team.
Actually, yeah.
It's a buy-in. It's like the Overwatch League, but you get a piece of paper afterwards.
Yeah, and it's a nifty piece of paper that they're all fighting for here. However, a piece of paper that has been fought and gained by Edwardsville is going to be first point of Pariso, but with great time shaved off, largely by TrueBlade 16 stalling. And their kill confirmation was really, really good. They weren't able to peel most solidly for the backline, but that's just something that's going to happen, especially with this Sombra on the side of Edwardsville, who managed to get a clean pick onto that brick at the start of that last fight. So University of Hartford definitely going to have to continue to watch out for that. We also have to watch out for the ult disadvantage here, as their economy is a little bankrupt.
Lots
of Edwardsville. Oh,
lots on the table
from Orimaru.
Oh, he wasn't able to get the last slash. He forgot about the Brig overhealth as Sombra, all that remains, she's going to be forced to run away. And Hartford, with only one Brig rally, is able to live through the Blade and build up a couple of their extra ultimates in the process. 60, 70, 75% away from 3 of them, as well as Cranky's tactical visor. This is going to be a very important fight for Hartford to win, or at least delay to the point where they can build their ultimates up.
Oh, absolutely. And a little economics lesson, you always want to try and spend less than you gain, and that was a really great example from the University of Hartford. This is going to be another fight where you don't really need to spend much to get the value of not having a tank on the enemy team. That's going to definitely stop their push, going to have them regroup, rethink exactly what strategy they want to utilize to go forward here. But University of Hartford still holding on to the second point, and another 2 minutes shaved off, down from 4 earlier.
This is a very important high ground for Cranky to be able to hold, because access of that high ground gives him, a direct line into the enemy backline. And the Sombra ultimate comes out, but it doesn't find anything. Oh, Cranky brought so incredibly low. Nano Visor comes out, the Primal Rage. The Zenyatta lands the volley, the Kitsune Rush. Oh, but he still manages to find both of the supports. This Primaling Winston is one of the only last members for Edwardsville, as he's just going to be forced to run away. 2 minutes remaining left on the clock for Edwardsville to crack this second point.
And this is stonks. I mean, look at the shift here in Ultimate Economy purely. We still have 2 online for the University of Hartford, 1 coming online for Edwardsville, but that's not here. It's going to be there, and we're waiting on it. But University of Hartford is 2 ready to go, down to a minute and a half.
We've
And
got
some tank changes that are a little odd.
A full comp change. We've got a Hanzo now. We've got Ilari, Cassidy, and an Orisa. This is a whole new game, and it's going to be important for Hartford to recognize, how does this change? Transcendence. Transcendence still on the table for Zernvault, as it may be used in response to Orimuru's Bob get in there, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be needed at all, as the team is able to just take down Rebel Orange 6 right at the start of this fight, and that's just the Orisa not being properly acclimated to the new DPS passive.
Yeah, I don't think that you can run a backline this weak in healing just because of that DPS passive. I also don't know if they know how weak Trance overall has become. There's definitely situations in which Trance will probably be used, but, as Aqua goes down to Cranky once again, Trance technically only does 240 HP of healing now because of the DPS passive. 20% of 300 is, wow, and everyone is just falling here as the University of Hartford rests control again, and with 15 seconds left, this might be their map, as cart has been stalled. Edwardsville looking for a touch if possible. Not a lot of fast characters, however. Counting it down as they get Big Bash. And they've still managed to touch, but at low HP. What does it matter?
Oh, great Helix Rocket. It's just a Zenyatta. All that remains is Hartford cleans this one up, holds them for a full, 3-4 minutes on second point, and that's going to spell the end as Hartford takes map number 2 of Paraiso and goes up 2-0 in our series. Best of 5, first to win 3 maps. Hartford's currently on top.
They held them for 1, 2, 3, 4. I would have hit the 5, but it's only 4. But they hold them for 4 minutes as University of Hartford also cops a play of the game that we won't get the beauty of watching. However, it probably was Orimaru on the sniper specifically, as they did a fantastic job. And I think that for that specific map, that player in my mind was definitely Orimaru. They did a great job, but that person creeping up in the back of my mind is Trueblade 16. I think that their flexibility to move over from the Ramatra and do well on a Li Zhang, and then move over to Paraiso, their worst map, and still perform incredibly high octane levels of tankage, that's really, really impressive. Doing that across different characters, doing that in multiple different moments, is really, really solid. And I'm glad to see Trueblade 16 continue to get better and better. And they did a fantastic job on that diva. So as we wait here and look towards Servasa, we are getting the R call, but I think we can still do it in time. Maybe a little bit of name game. We want to make sure that we do this every single week, because I love consistency. UHeart has the names that we've seen for weeks and weeks and weeks, but let's run it back one more time. We have Trueblade 16 on the tank, Orimuru and Cranky on the DPS, Revan and Blackout on the support / back line. And then on the side of Edwardsville, we have Aqua, Duke001, Nito, Zernvault, and then John Wick. And previously, John Wick was Rebel Orange 6. No backup for the University of Hartford, but could be a blessing, could be a curse, depending on exactly the name. However, I'm feeling a pretty solid... Oh. Actually, I don't know if this is as definitive. Just to give you a little bit of refresher, the name game is simply comparing usernames 1-to-1 between your current team and then the other team, seeing who has better team names, team chemistry in names. And in my mind, there's a couple factors that's really sticking out to me. Both teams have pretty much equal amount of numbers.
I have a question. This is very important when it comes to the naming game. Not something we normally have to factor in. How does the team name affect it? Southern Illinois University Edwardsville versus University of Hartford.
I think it's something that we could definitely consider. It's something that I've never personally considered in the past. However, I would really like Edwardsville. I like, in general, I like that single word within all of it. The whole thing is mouthy, but I like long acronyms in general. And then also Edwardsville, I mean, it tells you everything you need to know about the town. It was a ville founded by Edward. That's just like, that's beautiful. You know, what's a Hartford? You know, what's a university? What's of?
Anyways, we're going to be going back into the match. We are looking at Suravasa, and we've got quite an interesting lineup based on what they're showing, but...
Oh, wait, could I real quick say who won the name game?
Go for it.
Easily, it's Edwardsville, because Edwardsville is cool, and then also John Wick. That's it.
John Wick?
I like John Wick.
That makes me cranky.
And we're going to be watching maybe a little bit of cranky as we see them roll out on the tried and true brawl here. Orimuru on the Mei, Cranky on the Sojourn, and they've been looking really, really solid on this character. A lot of benefits that they're getting with Triple 16 just taking the head off. I don't even know who did all that damage to the JQ. It's like they were spawned in at 1 HP.
I think the reality of just the current meta is Junker Queen, a lot of her survivability comes through the cell field. And the Mei of Orimuru was simply standing right next to the Junker Queen of John Wick and just holding mouse 1, just erasing his health bar. And he couldn't self-heal. And the support line of Zernvault and Duke 001 just wasn't able to heal through that DPS passive.
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of strength in having higher healing numbers here, which is why Baptiste is probably going to feel really solid over the entirety of this next season. But I don't think Kiri's going to be able to handle that unless he's playing really aggressively.
The other point is compare the self-sustain of Ramatra versus Junker Queen's. Junker Queen has the shout, which gives about 150 overhealth for herself, I believe, and everything else is based on lifesteal. Ramatra has a 1000 HP shield, which is huge. It's really hard to just break through it. And on top of that, the big form gives him armor, which is stronger than overhealth, and allows him to block, which negates all of the incoming damage by a substantial amount.
Absolutely. I think that overall, there's simply a comp differential here. I think that Edwardsville is playing in a couple patches previous here, as I've definitely seen this comp a lot, but this type of scalpel comp, this type of high exaction, high precision comp, doesn't function as well as it does in the current meta. And I think with multiple patches under our belt that the University of Hartford have been getting better at this specific comp, as well as the changes this season, you can see a lot of different reasons as to why this JQ comp doesn't function as well as is Ramatra comp. It's just a lot thicker. It accomplishes a very similar niche.
And True Blade 16 just going to town with the help of Orimuru's Blizzard and the rest of the team as a whole. They're able to clean up through this fight, get the capture, and playing with a little fire. Orimuru, not worried in the slightest, he's Jay chillin'.
Wait a second, I'm getting a report. I'm getting a report from Twitch chat. Turns out Edwardsville not even settled by a man named Edward.
There's no way.
This is absurd. This is absurd.
What could it have been? What could have been done? King Edward owned it or something?
Was there even a King Edward? I mean, there's definitely not a King Edward on this team right now. As John Wick once again dying first in fight, a well-timed wall by Orimuru, just getting absolutely eviscerated. No hope for them as they just simply cha-cha smooth right back to the point. The University of Hartford, they're at 50%. This is Flashpoint. We're moving quick here, guys. So this is potential 1 to 1.5 more fights for Edwardsville to contest this before we go to map point.
Oh, he's still hacked. He can't cryo. Gets the cryo off. Sound barrier from Duke comes out, but little value to be found as those 4 ultimates still online for the University of Hartford. They just used 2 ultimates. Edwardsville used the EMP, used the sound barrier. Hartford didn't use any in response and didn't lose a single member. Now, ultimates online. True Blade 16 gets hacked, but maybe looking to use the Annihilation. It might not even matter as both support ults get used and just go into town. Hartford, clean fight win. And this is looking very, very one-sided.
Look at the ult economy, and why it's so shattered right now is my man Cranky doing work on the soldier, just dealing with the blade without even needing to pop their ult. That was beautiful. I got the beauty of like being able to spectate that. They just meleeed them to finish off, and that was a great performance from Cranky on the Sojourn, not using anything, and we have 3 ults to 1 on the side of Edwardsville. They might have a little bit of positioning on the coin already. You see Orimuru a little bit split here, and from this current perspective, it's confusing exactly what they're going for, but this split plan is going well as we pop the Annihilation, pop the OC. John Wick used the only ult on the side of Edwardsville. However, able to find 2 in the back line because of that split factor.
Now, Orimuru or Cranky is able to bring a lot of targets very low, but this may be the end as Lucio. Lots of other members still alive for Edwardsville, and Trueblade might just have to die as they don't find the purchase they're looking for.
Yeah, and this will be the first time that Edwardsville caps the point on this map so far. They have 4 sitting on, waiting for 1 more to come back from their spawn, but they are playing a little bit of a hybrid comp here as they do swap over the Doom. Doom has been feeling really solid with the increased damage to his punch, kind of to circumnavigate all of the increased health across the board, but it has been feeling relatively good from my perspective inside a comp, but it's going to be very interesting to see how that plays when the rest of this comp that they have is more designed around the JQ, but they can all still play fast.
I'm not sure. I think the comp that they're playing, especially in the current meta, may actually fit the Doom better than the Junker Queen. It allows them to play, in and out a lot easier than Junker Queen can. Junker Queen really relies on going in and kind of staying in a little more, but I mean, didn't look like John Wick ever even had a chance to go in as the team just fell over.
Yeah, it just completely fell over there, and I do think you're absolutely right. I think that the Doomfist could fit into this comp a lot better if they can get in and out a little bit more confidently. You're also going to have to make sure your DPS follows suit and are able to follow up with extra damage. But Edwardsville sitting on this point with map point on the line at 70%, University of Hartford taking up at 30% now and cooking. So we see the University of Hartford holding in this hallway. True Blade 16 has swapped over to the JQ, trying to stunt on their own character. As Edwardsville just kind of playing coyly and Cranky going on the off angle and finding a great kill onto Aqua.
I gotta say, I love the option to switch to Junker Queen here. I think Junker Queen has a slightly more favored matchup into the Doomfist than Ramatra does. I'm not sure, on paper if it's, the perfect matchup or not. I'm sure there's a case to be made either way, but Ramatra, he can get punched out of the block, which can be very annoying. 3 ults being thrown out all at once as Edwardsville is going to do their absolute best to just win this fight and get this objective captured for their team. And Trueblade is going to be the last one to fall, and that's going to spell the end of point number 3 as Edwardsville is certainly going to be able to capture this.
They should be able to. However, there is a mathematical advantage. I don't think the University of Hartford might not know, or at least maybe their Lucio doesn't. If your Lucio spawns at 80%, they are able to make it back with speed boost directly to the point. And with JQ Shout, it makes it so that you can actually do that 85%. Obviously, that requires both your JQ and Lucio to leave at 85%. But I do think it was smart of them to hold on to the ults that they have, continue the economical roll that they're going on right now, and just move on to the next point. But a fast fight is breaking out. The University of Hartford whipping that JQ ult into the backline. A beat used in response from Edwardsville.
Trueblade doing his best to just hold this doorway, but his team calls, hey, let's fall back, let's set up, play for the May wall, let's just dominate this objective. No ultimates online for Edwardsville. A full 4, with the exception of the recently used Junker Queen ult, is available. Shout looking to just punish this Doomfist as he comes in all on his lonesome, but oh, he's able to survive. Not sure how. Pretty remarkable plays from the supports. A little bit of excess ultimate from, I believe, either Orimura or Revan. Slight miscommunication, but hey, what am I? I'm not their coach. I'm the caster.
Well, right now that's the hat you're wearing, but I'm sure that will be talked about at a later date. But it does secure them the point, and first point advantage is very, very important here, especially on any flash point. But the University of Hartford in control and still at map point. Edwardsville still having one underneath their belt though. So University of Hartford wants to put them in the dirt here before this continues any further.
Lots of time to work with. 50% already. Edwardsville looking to make something happen. Ultimate still cranky. Has the overclock. Opts to pop it right now. Looking at this backline. Genji, Doomfist jump him at the same time. Blackout late with the sound barrier. And now, oh, the Genji. 1 HP. Nobody's able to hit their shots. Genji is living. This Kiriko is... This is the buffed Kiriko, gentlemen. This is buffed Kiriko. That was... I can't wait to tell him about it.
And a fantastic way to potentially even end the map, as we do see the somber touch from Edwardsville. However, Duke once again going down, and the University of Hartford overtime ticking, and that will be map point going to the University of Hartford, and them having another clean 3-0 sweep in this NACE Star League season. And they're looking, once again, I get to repeat what I have to say from last week, looking very, very solid. Not only taking down Edwardsville here, but taking down Blizzard and NACE themselves by virtue of them making games default time to when patches happen. And even after a major patch, the University of Hartford is still looking incredibly solid overall, and pulling out a pretty effortless dub. That was well done by everybody involved. Great thanks to Edwardsville, the fantastic competitors for today, but the University of Hartford really on a roll as of recent, as they have been able to do some amazing things on a lot of different comps, and we got to see a couple of those today, from the Diva to the Ramatra to the classical Brawl to that old JQ style comp. Everything looked really good overall. It was good.
It was a really good showing. I don't. It's hard to make an opinion as to like what comp felt the best for the University of Hartford. I think the Reaper on Li Zhang, that looked really powerful. Cranky was able to just close his eyes and just go pow, 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 and everyone kind of just fell over, and it was great to see.
Also, I'm getting another report here from Twitch chat. Turns out that Edwardsville, the town, founded or named after the person who founded its friend. Interesting accusations. We will be talking about the relationship between these two people and how naming rights were given over to the friend later tonight at 11, so stick around for that. But for now, I'm going to be getting into a little bit of an interview, talking to one of these UHeart players, seeing exactly how they felt, maybe getting some of their opinions. So if you are in Twitch chat, send some questions about the game, the match today, Overwatch in general, their favorite characters from anime, or even how they're feeling about the Season 9 patch. There's a whole lot of changes. Hopefully we get somebody who has had an opportunity to play it, but because they're all students and they have busy lives on campus and are dealing with a snowstorm today, not sure about exactly everybody's ability to have been playing the game today, but wherever we get, we'll ask those questions. So if you're in Twitch chat right now, drop a question, make it blanket for now, and point at the subscribe.
Hit your Twitch primes, but not here because they actually don't go anywhere. But hey, if you want to use the Twitch Prime, twitch.tv/EricCulver, it's a great spot to spend your Twitch Prime subscriptions.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, 88816 parentheses Jack.
Oh, give me 1 second.
One.
Alright, you know, that was 1 second, yeah. Hello.
Hello, look at
Let me-
this
let me
man.
move this here, so I'm looking at my camera. Okay.
Oh, you're from home today. Yeah, it slipped my mind, but yes, as I mentioned earlier, there was a snowstorm, so you guys weren't able to go into person. But it's looking pretty good outside, actually. Hasn't been too crazy. How have you been faring with that? Before we get some questions from Twitch chat, before we get into the rest of the interview, how has your day been dealing with the superstorm that was supposed to be coming by?
Yeah. I woke up this morning around like 7:30, played my saxophone for 2 hours, cleaned up my car. No. You should just
I thought that was a
stop right
beautiful
now.
rendition of Careless Whisper.
I've
Good
been
night, the music.
I've been DM'd to
feels
let you know that Edwardville was founded by Thomas Kirkpatrick.
Yeah, and that irritates me. It just does. And I won't say anything more on the subject.
Now,
Okay,
moving on,
that's fine.
I've got the most important question. Coming right off the bat, first and foremost, what's your favorite Dragon Ball character?
Oh, you know, you asked the right guy for this because I'm a very big Dragon Ball fan. Very big. By far, the best Dragon Ball character of all time, is Broly.
Now, follow-up question.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you.
I thought you were gonna say Android or like
No, no.
I'm nice. Great choice.
Now, question for you. You say you're a big fan of Dragon Ball Z, right? Like you know everything there is to know.
A very large portion.
Do me a favor. Play
Yes.
devil's advocate. Explain why your opinion is wrong.
Why Broly isn't the best, or why he's the worst?
Either option.
Okay.
This is an interesting
Let's
interview
see.
tactic, and I think I'm gonna let it play out. This is interesting.
This is an interesting tactic.
You never saw
You know
this one
what?
coming, did you, college boy?
I'm gonna double it and pass it to the next person, Peter, if you don't mind.
Not the best because Android 16 exists, and goddamn those hips. Oh god, you know what I'm saying?
That's how you do it, folks. Now, huzzah for biscuits. Huzzah for biscuits is asking, what's the least favorite?
My
Why
least
are
favorite
they
Dragon Ball
always
character.
Dragon Ball questions.
Why is it all Dragon Ball?
I don't know.
You can add
There are
Overwatch
other anime
afterwards.
Out there, you know, we got Haikyuu.
That's
Haikyuu's
not
getting a
true.
movie soon. Haikyuu's a great anime. We got
I think you already had a movie,
Brotherhood,
yeah.
one of my
It's
favorites.
live action.
We
Wait,
have
No, I'm kidding.
I was gonna be really fucking pissed for the rest of the night.
there's Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer. My brother just had me watch actually all of Hajime no Ippo. It's a boxing anime. It's really good.
That's the only banger that you've mentioned so far, besides Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood
Really?
and Haikyuu, but those are just free. Like,
Okay.
are you watching anything current and any like? 'Cause
Currently, I started a few days ago. Cowboy Bebop.
There's a movie on Netflix called Bubble, and it's really good.
Bubble is very. Cowboy Bebop also a classical banger. I don't know. It's interesting to
What-
see you have a little bit more of an old school taste.
What was the question again? Sorry, we got off track.
So,
least favorite
talk to
character
us
in
about
Dragon
the
Ball.
Overwatch game. Brand new
Yeah.
patch. How's it feeling? Break it down.
Shit. Like my take may be scalding hot. Might also be lukewarm.
Tank player. That's why.
Yeah, that's why.
Checks notes. Take selfie.
Yeah.
Yes.
So here's the thing, right?
Oh, don't hold back.
Zenyatta Discord Orb exists, right? All tank players hate
does.
Zenyatta Discord Orb because it just destroys your health. Now DPS players have a passive that lets them reduce the amount of healing you're receiving by 20%.
Why aren't you watching live?
Is
Oh,
that?
okay.
It's Miles.
That was Miles? Okay.
Who else would FaceTime
was
me with no
Miles?
reason? Yeah.
I don't have Miles' number. Anyways, so my health today and every single game I played went from 800, because that's what it is now after the health buffs, to fucking 0 in like half a second. Because Discord Orb and DPS just shooting me. And the only tank I have found to be able to be viable is Sigma. And after playing Sigma for so long, I like Sigma still, but it's getting a little repetitive.
I would say, so I haven't played much tank, but I just watched 3 banging maps of tank.
Yeah.
Dang.
I feel like I learned a couple things. Number one, Peter and I talked about it for a little bit. The Ramattra versus JQ matchup feels even more heavily Ramattra favored after the new update.
Yeah.
Simply, Ramattra has that extra survivability, right? He isn't as reliant on healing. Whether Junker Queen isn't even necessarily team healing oriented, but overall, has self heal is really important for Junker Queen. I think that Doomfist. I've heard the guy to my right. I don't know if it's the same for you guys, but he's here. He's here on the stream. He's talked to me about Doomfist. What are your words on Doomfist? And Jack, what are your words on Doomfist?
I'll give my words real quick. So,
Yes.
I am a known friend of a member of the consortium of terrorists known as Doom Players. And as haters of the West and engaged in an active jihad against fun, these group of people are diehard fans of making people suffer, giving them anything in the way of resources such as more damage, more health, will lead to the downfall of the West. And this has been confirmed by screenshots of Doomfist players who are not only succeeding on the new Doom changes, but also still being pissed about all the bugs that their character has, even though their character is better. So, from my insight into those group chats, they have been pogging out, but also bitching and kvetching, and it's incredible. But because of my relationship to those people, I think that Doomfist it's a little bit on the upswing, but we will have to see as this new story does unfold over the next whole season.
So, as a member of this Doomfist community, because Doomfist is one of my most played characters, I think my second most played now. After playing Doomfist today, I think that his punch feels a lot more rewarding when you land it. There's a lot more damage that you get off it. I feel like it feels like what it should do. There are still things I think that they should add because they raised everyone's health, right?
Terrorist.
Call me a terrorist if you want. I'm a man of the people.
I think the slam
Most terrorists would say that.
I think slam should do 150 damage.
No, so here's okay. So, earlier on today, around like 1, I was watching a Spylo video where he was talking about the patch notes and talking about everything that was like gonna happen, and he brought up. He was going through every character, and when he got to Doomfist, he was talking about, okay, Punch got buffed, great, but there's nothing that Slam got, right? Slam damage is still the same, and it still does whatever Slam did. There's no increase to the amount of overhealth Doomfist gets, which the amount of overhealth, I believe, is based on however many people he hits, and not reliant on damage dealt. So, in the end, it still kind of feels like Doom... He did get buffed, yeah, but I would not say it is... How do I word this without getting killed?
Let's put it... Let me ask you this way. In comparison to the other tanks, how do you think Doom is?
Probably upper half.
Fair enough.
I would slot Doom right now maybe around like a 3 or a 4.
Out of
12.
Wait.
There's 12 tanks.
Oh, like third or fourth best.
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
okay. I was like,
yeah.
We'll really take it then. I thought this was gonna be closer to 6-5, but I appreciate the insight.
I would say that the best tank right now is probably Sigma.
Yeah.
I think it's
always a surefire bet. But
fair enough.
Yeah.
All right.
I do want to ask another question from chat real quick before we go over to, I assume, the ultimate question, as Eric Culver was about to get ready and prepped. But have you hold their horses for a little bit? Instead, here's a little bit more of a thought experiment. So we're talking about Broly from Dragon Ball.
Yes.
Let's say, multiverses exist, and the multiverse of Overwatch invades the multiverse of Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Who do you send to defeat Broly? Who is your champion
Can I pull up
to
the hero
save.
roster? Will you allow me to pull up the
Yeah,
hero
yeah, yeah.
roster?
I'll give you some time. I'll give you a little bit of context. The context is I don't know who Broly is. I've never watched Dragon Ball Z, and I really like
Okay,
Overwatch. I hope you
so
pull up the roster by now.
Broly, for those who don't know, I see Adam is lounging,
Recline.
reclined. You know, he's relaxed and chill and enjoying his life. Broly is a very powerful Saiyan. Very powerful.
I'm
Out of
just
power level
saying.
around like 13,000. I don't know who I'd send. I don't think anyone stands a chance if I'm being honest. I think
Let's
Broly
be
could
real
tear-
though. Let's be real. Sigma
No.
literally creates black holes.
Literally creates black holes.
Okay.
Easy.
I
How about
don't
this? How
know.
about this? How about this?
Broly
Tracer.
broke into
He has another
dimension.
point.
Tracer,
Broly broke into multiple dimensions.
my camera. Hold up.
Okay,
there we
his
go.
point,
That's
but
better.
listen, Broly expert, listen. His
Point number
about
2.
Tracer
Yeah,
Tracer
well,
can time travel.
literally
Okay.
can time travel.
Okay.
Just what if we just went back, you know,
Okay.
and
Third point.
Tracer
Widow's
can only go back
ass.
in time 3 seconds.
give her old airship back?
Yeah, could go.
You know the lore, right?
I'm not a Tracer player.
That's
Well,
chat.
I'm glad about that.
Chat.
And
Yeah.
Chat.
he admitted it. Clip it.
I'm
But
not a Tracer player. I'm a fucking tank player.
I think that insight is pretty well warranted. I think that the power scaling inside of a game like Overwatch is probably a lot lesser than that of
I
Dragon
don't think
Ball.
I
or
don't think
series like-
anyone wins. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Anyway.
best chance you have is maybe if the people from Overwatch go over to the universe of Dragon Ball and let's say their powers get like readjusted to be more on the scale of what Dragon Ball's power scaling is like, maybe Sombra, because maybe she hacks Broly and then prevents him from going Super Saiyan. I don't know.
Can't
I
hack a
like.
human.
You can stop Hanzo from wall climbing and Soldier from running.
Yeah.
You can't hack a human.
Okay, wait a second.
You
Why-
can't hack
okay,
it.
Wait, hold
You-
on. Because now this brings another question.
Speak.
Hacking prevents Hanzo from wall climbing, Soldier from running. Why does hacking not prevent Zenyatta from levitating? Make the man walk.
How about this?
No,
How about
okay.
this? How about Zenyatta gets hacked and he just dies? Orisa dies. Bastion dies.
Yes, we're yes.
We solved Overwatch.
Now, all right. Thanks for the stream. Bye.
I'm gonna go EMP and orphan.
So real quick, give us your take. How'd the game feel today?
It felt
How'd the
good.
match go? Felt good.
I mean, I just felt like we were doing really well. The first fight on the first map was not good. I
Pharmacy.
feel like we pharmacy kind of always catches us off guard, but I think we readjusted really quickly, and we played well. Yeah, there's not really much else to it. I mean, we're just better.
Just better.
We're
Fair enough.
just better. We're just
Now,
better. I mean, we have the Baptiste.
Geptiste.
He's
we have
gaping.
we have Blackout, the incredible Lucio player.
Incredible.
blacking.
Jason Shake and Bake,
Chicken bake.
Shaking and baking.
shaking and baking.
He
We
booked.
have Oromaru who lands
He's
every
just
shot
wrong,
known to man.
man.
Raw
That-
talent.
Crazy Widow 3K.
Yeah.
3K.
And then yeah, there's me. I just kind of sit there and look pretty.
And then also Jack.
Doing a damn good job of that, huh?
All right. So Li Zhang happened. That was
Yeah.
after a little bit of a scare. The second round.
It was
over.
yeah.
How'd Paraiso go? What was the team thinking when you rolled into the Paraiso? Specifically when it comes to like composition selection.
Well, we don't like Paraiso, but like in the total, like the 4 times we've scrimmed it, we've run that Diva comp, Diva, Brig, Ana, Echo, and then like a Widow, Ashe, Tracer, Genji, something like that. Tank and supports are kind of fixed. DPS can be flexible, so we rolled in, saw what their comp was, and then we just decided, yeah, we'll make some swaps. So I think the Widow was really good, and I liked the swap off Echo to Soldier. I think Soldier's gonna be really good this season. Yeah.
I agree. It looked. It looked and it. Yeah. seemed very
it looked
clean.
and it cooked. It cooked.
Looked and cooked.
And looked and...
Looked and cooked.
Looked and cooked. Now, map 3, you rolled out with the Ramatra. They came JQ, and then they made some swaps. What was the vibe? What was the thought process when they switched off the JQ to the Doomfist?
Okay. I mean,
well, you made a swap of your own.
I did because
yeah,
it's
yeah,
Kiriko, and I'm not a huge fan of Kiriko and Ramatra. I'm a bigger fan of Joker Queen and Ramatra.
Okay. So it was more so.
I mean, that's just what I'm a fan of.
So, what you're saying
it
is
wasn't me swapping to counter the Doomfist. It was me swapping to better support the team as a whole.
So they went Doom. Your Baptiste went Kiri. You went that.
Yes.
A caused B and B caused C, not A caused C.
Not A did not cause C. B caused C. A caused B, which caused C, but A did not cause C.
Gotcha. Because A equals B, B equals C. A doesn't equal B.
A does not equal C. Yes.
Question.
Yeah, question, Peter?
Alright, so.
Alright, yeah.
Any other questions from Peter?
I don't think there's any more from chat, and I'm going to be handing it over to you for the final ultimate question that we ask every single time, but instead I actually want a question that I have. Jack Pepin, could you go over to memes in the current Discord that you're in and just read what I have sent and then watch the video? And that's all. In memes. No, please do not read it out loud. Just read it silently and then watch the video.
Should I watch this as well?
Sure. The audio's gonna play on stream.
Should I? Should I not?
No.
Okay, I will not watch it.
Okay. All right. It is.
My follow-up question. That's set up. How does that make you feel, white boy? That's an answer for me.
So Jack, talk to us. The world wants to know. Not just me, not just Peter, not even just chat. This is being clipped and shipped. Talk to us. The world wants to know what is happening next. What are you doing from here? Are you going to go out and play in the snow? Are you going to get food? Are you going to do homework that you procrastinated? Are you going to play a crap load more of Reinhardt in Overwatch? The guy who just falls over to all things everywhere and cries and cries? Are you going to sleep? What? Squeak to that.
I'm gonna roll for it. I'm gonna pass out on my bed.
Pass out on your bed? You know?
Yeah.
Fair enough. I respect it. Have a great night, Jack Pepin.
Probably wake up like 3 minutes later, then boot up Pal World.
Pal Worlds. We have the truth, ladies and gentlemen. We have the truth.
But I do have one question for both of you.
Me?
It's for me?
It's me? I can ask question?
Not tomorrow. Today! Ask the question today!
What are your opinions on this patch?
Alright, and that's where we're going to end this interview.
Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you everyone for joining us.
Really awesome for watching, and thank you
now,
for Jack Pepin.
Wave goodbye. Goodbye, chat. Bye-bye.
Actual wave, not a sine wave.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Goodbye.
Bye, chat.
Tangent.
Take your vitamins.
Tangent. All right. Bye-bye.
No, too much math. Bye.
Bye.